I used to think slowing down meant falling behind, that if I didn't keep moving, I'd lose my edge, my purpose, my place. But lately, I've realized that speed has never been what gave my life meaning. It's strange how life can feel both full and empty at the same time. The days blur, work, home, errands, repeat. And somewhere in between, I started to forget what it felt like to actually be in my own life. But slowing down hasn't made me less productive. It's made me more present. I've started to notice the light in the morning again, the way the silence feels like exhale. And what surprised me most is the more I have learned to pause, rest, and let go of effort, the more I found room for what really matters. For me, that's what slow living really is. Not quitting your job or running away from the noise, but learning how to move through it differently. Choosing rhythm over rush, meaning over multitasking. Here on this channel, I want to talk about small rituals, mindful work, and the quiet art of making peace with your own pace. The way slowness feels when it settles into your spine, into your breath, into your being. Because slow isn't just how we live, it's how we feel life moving through us.
It's so beautiful outside. My name's Allie. I am a teacher, a mom, a yoga instructor living in the Midwest. And every single day I feel more called towards this slower pace of life. And I just want to share it with other people. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you're feeling called to another way. Your body, your mind, your spirit is telling you that there has to be something different beyond the rush and stress and cortisol and grind of American life in 2025. And I think I've found it. I think I've found the other way, and I'm sure my beliefs will change over time as I evolve and learn and grow. But I am here talking to my phone because I really feel called to share what I've discovered and what I've learned with other people. You're not crazy if you're feeling overwhelmed or like you can't keep up, because I couldn't keep up. I just couldn't. These past 3 months being at work have been very stressed filled. What I want to share today is not going to be about quitting your job because it's stress filled, because at least for me in this present moment, that's not an option. Working a 9 to 5 job in our current work culture, I should say, in America, it's not easy to stay true to those values because it's a current that's constantly pulling in the direction of faster is better, productivity, produce, grind, without space for pause or rest. We need to take breaks. We need rest. Our brains need rest. Our brains need breaks. We need connection with one another. And I really don't believe that every single second of every single day needs to be militant, rigorous engagement. That kind of thing has made me sick and stressed and sad and depressed, and I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. But I just really disagree. And I do think and know that there is another way to slow down and be present and be restful, even in our current cultural climate, even when working in a 9 to 5, but also just to say that it doesn't come without challenge, and that's okay. And something I'm reassuring myself is that it's also okay to make another choice. It's also okay to disagree, to not want to follow the status quo completely, or to just know that there's another way. We live in a world that has taught us that our worth is based upon our productivity. I believe in a full life, an intentional life, a life lived well, where we are doing. But for me, I'm starting to realize and desire that the doing is different, and the doing is for me and my children and my husband and my friends, and not for people I don't even know, or to fit some kind of trend or cultural expectation. Slow living is really a feeling that we can embody. It's in our choices, it's in the way we speak and we move through the world, the way we love ourselves and other people, where our values are in terms of how we spend our time and what we pay attention to, and how we care for ourselves and our children and our friends and our family. And I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. It's P.S. It is so beautiful out here. I took the day off from work. Slow living tip number 1, take the day off. Slow living to me it's a feeling, and maybe that sounds obnoxious. People often, want a rubric for how do I do it. I work with kids. I teach writing, and I do use rubrics, and I do give models and examples. But I often ask them the question, like, did you do the thing, and did you do it well? Why I want to talk about it as slow embodied living is because anyone can create an external image that fits a certain aesthetic or trend, but that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. And I think in our culture throughout time, we've been pushed away from feeling as a defining element of life, but it is the essence of life, and it is what we are all searching for through the cultivation of our external world. We are searching for an internal feeling. We want to feel whole, we want to feel seen, we want to feel loved, we want to feel successful. Slow living is all about the internal, and sure, there's definitely external choices that we make that can lead us to that internal feeling. But I don't think it means having to quit your job. You can work a traditional job and 9 to 5 job and embody these qualities. And I know it because I've done it, I'm doing it, I am returning back to it. And so it doesn't really matter if you don't have that slow embodied rhythm inside you on a cellular level. So how the hell do we do this? I think it feels impossible to live slowly in a 9 to 5 world, because that world is set up in a way that has almost no space at all for the value of rest and slowing down and intentionality and individuality in a way that allows for it. We are all so different in terms of our body chemistry and our lived experiences and our DNA and our mental landscape and our emotional landscape and our spiritual landscape. And so that's beautiful, but what we all need different things at different times. And the 9 to 5 world does not offer that. And that's why it becomes so challenging, because we don't live in a system that acknowledges, values, or really offers any space for that. So what we have to do is create the space inside ourselves for it, really continue to tune back into our values and our intuition and our deep knowing, and then live that way regardless of what other people are suggesting or telling you or criticizing you for. And yeah, like I said, I felt super challenged by this the past 3 months. If you want this, if you desire this for yourself, it's going to be hard, and you're the only one who can do it. And that's true for all things and areas in life, is no one can do anything for you. When you start to reap the benefits of this kind of living, of this kind of embodiment, it will become easier and easier and easier for you, because it feels so damn good inside, and just like blissful and peaceful, and just like this deep remembering, like, oh yeah, life, the human body, and like life and beauty, like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like when I'm not, addicted to scrolling and people pleasing and grinding away on my work, and like not trusting myself and not resting and not just closing my eyes for, 2 seconds and taking some deep breaths. This is Portia, by the way. She's the sweetest doggy ever. Oh, don't knock my camera over, girl. Some tips I am going to give so you can start to think about this in your own life and embody this feeling of peace and ease and joy and self-trust and hope and faith in your everyday life. It's about the choices you make around that 9 to 5 too, and who you are and how you move through that 9 to 5.
Slowing down with a 9 to 5 doesn't mean quitting your job or moving to the countryside. It means finding space, even inside the structure, to breathe again. Here are 7 small ways to begin. 1. Take real breaks at work. Step away from your desk. Eat your lunch without multitasking. Look out the window, stretch, or walk. When you pause fully, even for 5 minutes, your nervous system gets the message. You're safe to rest. 2. Cook slow meals. At home, try cooking something from scratch, not because you have to, but because it reminds you that nourishment takes time. Let chopping vegetables or stirring a pot be its own meditation. 3. Get off your phone when you're home. When work ends, let it end. Put your phone away. Notice what fills the silence when you stop scrolling. The sound of your home, your child's laughter, the way the evening light lands on your floor. 4. Separate work and home. Create a ritual that signals the shift. A walk, changing clothes, lighting a candle, anything that tells your body we're done for the day. Boundaries are how peace begins. 5. Sit in silence. Silence is medicine for an overstimulated mind. Turn off the noise. No podcasts, no music. And let your thoughts settle like dust in sunlight. 6. Spend time outside. Go where you can see the sky. Even 10 minutes outdoors can reset your rhythm. The natural world moves slowly on purpose. It's a reminder that you can too. 7. Walk without a destination. Not for steps or goals, just to feel your feet on the ground. Walking slowly is one of the simplest ways to come back into your body and into the present. These aren't grand changes, they're gentle ones. Tiny moments of stillness that begin to shape a slower, softer way of being, even in a busy life.
Since slowing down and meditating, praying, like being in nature, coming back to myself, remembering that family first, I have felt so much happier and joyous, and just like, oh yeah, like this is it. All the other stuff is like a lie and actually has nothing to do with me and is just a distraction. I've just felt healthy. I've felt free. I've felt whole. I've felt inspired. I have found such a depth of creativity in myself and like a calling to share that creativity with others, a real sense of fearlessness. Although I would say I do still have fear around speaking up about these things in fear of people judging me, because I do think a lot of people are attached to like hardship and self-doubt, and that life has to be hard, because making this shift into another way of living and being is not what a lot of majority of people are doing. And so it's kind of being brave enough to leave the general consensus or the pack. Slowing down has made me so much more productive, and it's helped me to tune back into what matters. I think my husband enjoys me more when I've slowed down. I actually think that by doing less, I've pleased him more, because I'm happy, lighthearted, and whole. If you want to make a shift towards this way of living, I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's gonna happen slow, okay? If you're interested in this way of living, within this embodiment of slow living is the word slow. And so it's gonna be a slow shift, but it's gonna be a meaningful one. I promise you that. If you think you don't have the time to slow down, what I want to tell you is you're lying to yourself. Maybe that sounds rude. I am kind of a straight shooter. Some people like it, some people don't, but you are lying to yourself, because there are pockets of time where you can choose something different, where you can slow your breathing, where you can sit down, where you can close your eyes, where you can go outside and just step away from the noise. And so my hope for everyone and anyone is that we can set our egos aside and be like, I can choose different. I can take 5-10 minutes and become aware of my breath, or go outside. And I know it's easier said than done, but when you start to realize, at least for me, this is helping, when we can just recognize that we're making an excuse and we actually have the agency to choose, and that there is another way, it's so empowering and it feels so good. I want to tell you that please stop making excuses for yourself and your own well-being and your family and their well-being. If you found something that was interesting in this video, something that you're gonna go take away and try, leave me a comment telling me one thing you're gonna commit to, or shift, or change. I don't even like the word commit, because it has the connotation of I'm gonna do this. But yeah, maybe just one thing that you're gonna bring awareness to, that you're gonna shift, that you're going to let go of, that can help you slow down for yourself and your family and your community. I would love to know. I would love for you to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. I'm committed to keep doing this, because one of the things that I've been making excuses about, I've noticed, is not making these videos. So yeah, I've been bringing awareness to that, and I love you, and more soon.